In this video, I want to show you how you can actually use Monkey Tools to restore a backup of your Power Pivot model in case you've got changes that are not desirable. Now, I'm going to go and modify this one. You can see we've got a little bit of a pivot table here that's showing some variances that are unfavorable and favorable. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into the DAX sleuth right here, and I'm going to go to my sales, and I'm just going to modify this to do something ridiculous. We're going to multiply the sales amount times 10. So we'll say update, and we'll say close, and you'll notice that my variance has changed. Now, at this point, this is when maybe I'm looking at it 3 months down the road. I'm thinking, geez, this is not good. Something's gone wrong. I don't know exactly what's happened, but I happen to have already exported a backup of the model previously. And that obviously is the key, is that you need to export the backup at some point to have it lying around if you need to do this kind of work. Now, the backup has been exported with the original measure signature in it, as well as the original query signature. So everything I'm going to show you here applies to both queries and measures, as well as relationships. So here we go. We're going to go import. We're going to import the BI model from Excel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's go and find our Monkey Tools backup file. And here it is. We'll say open. And now it asks me, it says, all right, you're going to use the backup of export model XLSX, which we read from inside the backup file. And it says, do you want to import it to a new workbook? And I'll say, no, I don't actually. What I want to do here is I want to import this to the export model workbook that I'm currently in. Now, at this point, it's going to give me some options. Number one, you'll notice for Excel tables, we're not going to change the source. We actually prevent you from changing the source because we know that all of these Excel tables already are pointed to the right place inside this current workbook. We've come here and we've said we're going to give you the data model and the measures on this one here. If you want to import all the queries, the data model, and the measures, you can do everything right here. So the data model, of course, being the relationships at this point in time. So I'm going to import everything here. We will put in the options. We'll leave these here. They don't actually make, or aren't really used in this particular section here. In addition, it also asks us, what would you like to do if an item already exists? So if you run into a query that exists, do you want to be prompted about it? Do you want to just skip it? Would you like to complete it, replace it? Now in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace, and that's the default here. So here we go. We say import, and it's going to go through, it's going to grab all these things, and you can see as it's brought it in, it's actually replaced all of the queries that were actually in place in this case. The data model relationships already existed, so we didn't need to do anything to those ones at all. They were all correct. And as far as the measures went, we skipped budget because the measure already existed with the same formula, so that's not a big deal. But sales here was updated, so we'll actually tell you this, and it was updated from this one to this signature right here, okay? So we actually tell you what's going on inside this when we re-import it. Now you can see as you look through this, a couple things. Number one, the variance is already updated. We're back to our original, and that's the important part to recognize here, is that we've been able to export a backup of the data model at some point in future and very easily restored it back to what that state was. So if somebody's come in and they've messed around with it, they've made changes, as long as I have that backup, I can do this. I also have a lot of options inside here to configure this backup to work the way I want. If I want to be prompted to actually know which ones have changed, I can absolutely do that. That will work. If I need to just skip them all for anything so that I'm only importing stuff that's missing, I can do that. And if I only want to bring in, say, the measures from the backup file, I can do that too, or just the queries from the backup file. So I've got lots of different options here to play around with in order to configure this, restore the way that I need it to go. At this point, I'm pretty happy. All the queries have been set back to what they originally were. I've got all my measures set back to what they originally were. Everything's good. So that right there is using a Monkey Tools backup for the win. Thanks for watching this episode of Using Monkey Tools. To get your own monkey, visit our website at monkeytools.ca. Or if you subscribe to Skillwave's Self-Service Business Intelligence Academy, you'll get a free annual pro license included with your subscription. And remember, Monkey Tools was developed to support better Excel and Power BI solutions. If you want to learn how to really master these tools, you should definitely check out our full course catalog at skillwave.training.